It's been 3 days. I'm tired. I'm broken mentally. I'm tired. I've always liked the Monogatari series. I remember watching Buck in Monogatari for the first time and thought, God damn, I have no idea what's happening right now. All I knew was that Senju Gahara was fucking hot. I'll be honest, the dialogue and especially the wordplay had made me have to rewind sometimes because I blank out for 1 second and the next thing I know, something different could be happening. I'm the type to just turn off my brain while I watch anime, yet for some reason, the Monogatari series gets me going mentally. I've watched nearly every entry up to date, excluding Hana Monogatari and Tsuki Monogatari. I'm sorry, I know, I'll watch them soon, I promise. That's not to say that each of the characters introduced throughout the series has caught my eye in one way or another. Senju Gahara, Hachikuji, Kanbaru, Nareko, Hanekawa, Karen, Tsukihi, Shinobu, and Ononoki all have their unique quirks and issues, whether it be a really sharp tongue, being constantly naked all the time, or having psychotic tendencies. They all found a place in my heart. So, I've decided to create a sort of tribute or homage to the Monogatari series. In 3D. This can't be too hard, right? I started off with Hachikuji's bag. This was going to be the centerpiece of the entire model, and it seemed like it would be the hardest one to do out of all the characters, so I wanted to get it out of the way first. I had to go out of my comfort zone a bit and use a bunch of new techniques that I never even thought of or even attempted before. Now, Hachikuji I really liked as a character. Her interactions with Ararara were some of the funniest, yet also borderline FBI material. I had to use a lot of modifiers for this model, but the final model came out perfectly in the end. Texturing itself wasn't too bad, there's just a lot of indecisiveness about how I wanted it to look overall. But, in the end, it came out looking great. Up next is Senju Gahara. Really the only thing that made sense to me was making a stapler, since it happened to be in the name of her character opening song, as well as the fact that she uses the thing as a weapon sometimes. Pause. This thing, no joke, took me 3 hours to do. A simple stapler took me 3 hours, and it still didn't come out completely right. So the bullshit thing took me 3 hours of my fucking life. Anyways, I went with a stapler because it reminded me of the first few scenes with her, holding Araragi hostage while she has a stapler in his mouth. She was always one of the girls I always had my eye on. How could someone be so deadpan, yet so cute at the same time? There are some things I just won't understand. Okay, so I chose a basketball for Kanbaru because, to be honest, I didn't exactly know how to tackle the monkey's paw she's known to have, but the main reason was because she holds a basketball on the cover of her Hana Monogatari and it made sense to me. If you're a Kanbaru simp, I'm sorry. I don't have too much to say. I just didn't care about her all too much. You'll understand. Okay, I'll be honest. Sengoku was one of the characters I used to like. I know. What the fuck's wrong with me? Also, why are you calling the police? Oh, sorry. Let me open the door real quick. FBI, open up! You know, I never really understood why I actually liked her so much. All I know is, as time went on and as more series came out, I realized how big of a mistake that was. So anyways, I went with her signature hat because I had an idea to do something else entirely, but that would have been spoiler territory. Hanekawa was one of my favorite girls in the entire series for, two obvious reasons. Her and Araragi's conversations remind me of the ones I used to have with friends sometimes. I don't know why, but it feels like I'm part of the conversation sometimes. She's also really smart, even though she claims that she only knows what she knows. As for what I wanted to make for her representation in this piece, I knew that I just couldn't slap big fat anime titties onto a bag, because that would make zero sense. Unless... So anyways, I went with her signature glasses instead. Cotton was on my next to-do list. Now, I knew that the egg-shaped beret she wears was going to be one of the pieces on this diorama, but I felt that something was missing. But that's when it hit me. I remembered that Cotton is dedicated to practicing good oral hygiene. So you know what that means. You're goddamn right I made a toothbrush. Isn't bonding with your siblings fun? As for Tsukihi, her sister, her character didn't exactly interest me like her sister. However, she has the best opening by far in the entire franchise. I can't count the amount of times I've listened to Platinum Disco over time. Yes, I even tried to learn to dance, and yes, I failed miserably. So I went for a disco ball keychain for her. Pause. Looking back at it now, I think I did Tsukihi pretty dirty here. I could have just done a cloth with her kimono pattern on it instead of a fucking keychain. Here she is, the best girl. I did 3 props for Shinobu. Her donuts she loves so much, the little pilot hat she wears when you first see her, and the sword, Kokoro-watari. When I think of Shinobu, there's 2 things that pop into my head immediately, and that is donuts and anime titties. Kokoro-watari literally took me less than 25 minutes to make. I mean, it's literally just a sword with no guard or a handle. Or maybe it does, and I'm just using that as an excuse because I was too lazy to find more decent references for it. I'll leave that up to you. Originally, I wasn't planning on doing the hat she wears in Bucket Monogatari, but after seeing it again after so long, I knew that I just had to do it. There was no way that I wasn't going to ignore this. This probably took me the second longest amount of time to do. It was mainly modeling out the goggles and having to conform it to the shape of the helmet. It was tedious, but goddamn, I think it came out beautiful. Last up was Ononoki. Now, the only thing that made sense to me was the orange hat. Hat? That was a hat, right? The only thing that made sense to me was to make the orange thing on her head. Ononoki was a weird character to me, yet her deadpan personality and the way that she said anything in a monotone voice was kinda endearing. Especially when she said,
"Yay! Oni-chan, peace, peace."
So, after 3 whole days, yeah, you heard me, 3 whole days, I'm fucking tired. Please end me. With everything put together, I finally present to you my love letter to the Monogatari series. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. This took me way longer than I expected it to, but in the end, it came out perfectly. If you like what you see, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.